All right. Looks like we got the recording going here. It is May 28th. We're almost into June. And I wanted to let you guys know I need to cut this off at an hour today. So I have another appointment I have to get out of the office to. So if anybody's got anything you want me to address, let's do it up front so we don't miss anything. I know
Hour works for me.
you guys are getting used to the 2 hour meetings. Which I don't mind. It's just today I've got to get out of the office. So I'm going to cut it off at noon. But if anybody got anything you want to start up with, if not, I have some AI SEO stuff to share.
Ooh,
Yeah,
tell
fun,
us.
fun
I do
stuff.
quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, so right after the meeting, met with a friend um last week who's a real estate agent and she wants Optimancer. She wants to test
Ah,
it for 3 months. And
cool.
I didn't even say anything about pricing. I just said, like this is a product of a result from two geniuses basically in SEO and you're going to benefit from a client that paid about 60 grand.
Yeah.
And what would it be worth to you? And she said she wants to test it for 250 to 300 a month
Okay.
for
Awesome.
90 days. And I talked briefly with Tim yesterday and I said, I kind of want to like exceed her expectations. So I would just say, you said 250 to 300, but since it's a trial, let's just do 200, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and then, she's like, if it's successful, I'd be willing to pay 1 grand because well, she's a really good real estate agent. There's superior
Mhm.
people that tend to get all the clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the one thing is it's a Squarespace website.
Okay.
And so I was wondering, assuming that I'm going to join the associates, right? Is that the associates? No, what's the group
The
called?
agency group.
Agency level.
Yeah.
Um,
So the
is there
problem
instructions on how to work back end of non?
not necessarily
Okay.
platform by platform, but you have this little thing that's really cool. It just came out. It's called AI. And it's very helpful with all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so the first thing, I mean, you obviously know this, the plugin is for WordPress only. So that's
Right.
what kind of does all the heavy lifting for you. But
Yeah.
the Optimancer program itself will run the full report that's got all the stuff that you need to copy and paste.
Okay.
It's really nice if it's a WordPress site because it does all that for you. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, like Squarespace, you said it was Squarespace, right?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with them. I've never even seen the back end of what that looks like, but I'm assuming that they'll allow you to, to make edits like to your head file in the HTML and all that. And
Yeah.
add frequently asked questions. So you should have no problem. It's going to be a lot more setup work for you.
Right.
So just understand that going in. Like for
Yeah.
instance, if they've got 100 pages, you're gonna be editing 100 pages.
True.
So
Okay.
it's not hard, it's not a big deal, but it
Yeah.
might be kind of time consuming. you know.
Yeah.
So just
Well, and one thing that Tim had mentioned, which I thought I would throw out here is, like you basically networked this group. So what if we all said in the chat, like, what do we do? What do we offer? And we could maybe team up, So if I don't want to do
yeah,
something like he does websites, so I could
yeah.
be like, hey, do you want to convert to a WordPress? Because it's way easier for people to manage. Um, and I would shoot it over to Tim, and I don't know what everyone does. I feel like everybody has their own niche, but and like, things that you might want to do, or even just the product lines that I might want to use from you. I feel like I got lost because you have so many things, and like the newest one being a big one that will be helpful is the agentic AI. Um,
Yes. Yes. And I finally got all my back end stuff approved. So
yeah,
we should be for sure rolling that out this week. I think by the weekend, I think I'm going to have it ready for you guys to take a look at.
yeah. Okay, so with her, maybe assess how many pages
Well,
and
you can do that just with the initial report. It'll tell you how
okay.
many pages. What you can do is you could just say, hey, first step, let me scan your site, and then I'll come back with an evaluation, and we can go from there based on, how big the site is.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that makes
another thing you want to do too before you get committed to doing something for them is go in and get an understanding of Squarespace and make sure that it will allow you to actually do the work.
yeah.
Because there's three things that you'll need to do manually, and one of them is upload an LLMS file to the root directory. That's number one. That's probably going to be the hardest thing for you in a platform like that, is figuring out how to do that. The next thing is editing the head tag to put the schema codes in the head tag. That should be fairly open and available to you. If it's not, then I would just say, "Oh my God, what are they doing?" And the other one is visible to actual people on the site, which is adding the frequently asked questions. And that obviously you can edit that in Squarespace. So those
Yeah.
are your three concerns with Squarespace to make sure you can do it.
So you said it has to go to the root directory?
Yes, it's
The
where
L
it's
okay.
where the LLMS file needs to reside in the root directory of the hosting account.
Okay.
So that's like where the home page lives.
Okay. And then someone had said that it like defaults to its own color scheme. How would we change that so I'm not fixing that afterwards?
Gotcha. So that's mostly for WordPress,
Okay.
but that also, I think if you're gonna paste the HTML of the FAQ directly into the site, then that's going to carry the color scheme that's coming across. So inside of Optimancer, there's a setting in the FAQ section to set all the colors and all that stuff in there. So you can totally
Okay.
customize the look of the FAQ. If you're just adding the FAQs just text based, you don't need to worry about that. Like
Okay.
they may have like an FAQ tool in there where it makes it easy for you to just paste your questions and answers in, and then it formats it for you. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
Just a guess.
Yeah. Um, and the last part, and maybe we touched on this, she had mentioned, so I don't go and offer this to her competitors to put it in a
Okay.
contract of like a perimeter. Have you heard of that? I'm
Absolutely.
open to doing that. And then it kind of makes it even more exclusive. So the higher
Yes.
price point is, I think, more
Yes.
tempting for people.
Yeah, no, that is actually how I operated my entire career. In SEO, I would not take on a competing customer. So if I had, a particular, I'll use a local example because it's easier to understand. If I had a dentist in Huntington Beach, I would not take another one. They'd have to be like 20 miles away before I would take them. And that is a really big selling point because I would position it as, if you hire me, I am a mercenary. I'm going to go to war for you. And if you don't hire me, the guy down the
Gonna
street
go
might.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want me on the wrong side of your fence. So I would kind of use that as a little bit of a scare tactic. And
Cool.
that worked so well at Glacier Kennedy when I did my presentation at Glacier Kennedy. That was one of the big things. They had a lot of dentists in there. I didn't realize that. They had a lot of chiropractors and a lot of dentists. And when I said that, I swear to God, I'm looking out at 2,000 people in the audience. As soon as I said that, the heads started looking like, oh shit, who's here? Who's going to get him? Because I told him, I said, when you go to the back to place your order, there, as they take your order, they're going to put a number on the top of it. And I'm going to take them by priority. So if you get the first one in that area, then that's yours, and the next one is going to get there won't be an opportunity for them to work with me. So it literally caused a stampede to the back of the room, and it was awesome. And I got to tell you, that was probably one of my best days in business because I walked out the back door with $140,000 in orders. And it was for SEO services, so it wasn't a one-time thing, it was recurring. That was an awesome day. So yeah, that's a great tactic. And it totally applies here for sure.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I feel like I'm close. I think after chatting with Tim, I think I want to do like an exclusive on like Facebook and Instagram, say I'm looking for 5 people, to test this at an introductory rate
yeah.
for 90 days.
And I don't know if you know him or not, but his name's Anthony, Anthony Gary. He pops in and out of our calls. He's been with me forever. And he picked up Optimancer as an agency and started putting it out to his clients. And the first one that took it obviously was his wife. She has a day spa down in San Diego. So he optimized her, and I got the first testimonial that came through just out of the blue. He sent me, he goes, this thing really works. I put it on Anka. Anka is his wife's name. I put it on Anka's site, and just last week, somebody came in to order a gift card, and she always asks, how they found her. And the woman said, I was on Chat GPT, and it said that you were the one. And he
Awesome.
was like, that is right on. It's working. So that was
Do you,
really cool.
do you have testimonials available for agency level?
I have that one now.
Just that one?
I haven't even like reached out. I know
Okay.
Chris has one that is his business was doing the same thing. I've had at least two, maybe three of the pool guys have already told me, and it's just they're telling me, they're not like sending me the testimonials to use.
Yeah.
But I am definitely hearing, yeah, it's definitely working. So
Good.
that's definitely a step in the right direction. That's going to be my next phase is reaching out because I have a lot of agencies running this thing now. And I know that they're experiencing the same thing. So I need to reach out and see if I can get, some good testimonials that we can use because that is really, really good stuff. Oh, another thing too. This isn't necessarily a testimonial, but it kind of is. It's social proof. It's social proof to the fact of how far out ahead you guys are, even knowing this. I use the online widget app, and I started running searches to see if big companies were optimized yet, and they're not. I put
Mm.
in Ford Motor Company. They got a 14 out of 100. Every one of the LLM things was red. Every one. All three of the things that Optimancer fixes, red. And then one of the biggest tech companies in the world, Tesla, all red. They got an 18 out of 100. So that's what you have as an opportunity. You have the biggest companies in the world have not figured this shit out yet. So that is a testimony in itself to how far ahead you guys are with this technology. So that was really, really cool. I was doing that with Gregory this morning. We were playing around with it, and he actually discovered the Ford one because he was displaying it for a client. And then I said, yeah, let's run Tesla. and it came up the same. I was like, oh my God, that is unbelievable. So it's a massive, massive opportunity. And what do you think the Ford Motor Company or the Tesla company would pay to have that fixed?
I'd go to number two because they'd probably pay more to get bumped up.
There, yeah, but here's the thing. A company like that, if you go in there and say, "Oh yeah, I can do that for $100 a month," they'll blow you out the door. You need to go in with thousands.
But John, devil's advocate on Tesla, Elon Musk will create it around it. So people don't call Tesla and thinking you're going to get that deal right now, guys. I mean, it's a great example, but go for
Well,
somebody who's competing with Tesla. Don't go with Tesla.
Yeah, that's what I did.
yeah,
Well, and
but
you show them the Tesla numbers. Hey,
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
be kind of Tesla if you do this.
yeah,
yeah,
it's the same thing of going in and say, "Hey, the first electric car company I take on, I won't take on another one."
yeah.
So it's like I'm going to go to war for one of you. And then
That's
you can put it into a bidding war.
yeah, that's where speaking at a conference would be useful.
Yeah.
Get them all together, let them
Yeah.
auction off.
Yep. Exactly. That was, I hired God, this was probably thinking back, this was probably 25 years ago. I had a guy that was a really hot shot salesman. And I told him, I said, hey, if you want to sell SEO, there's a lot of money in it, and I'll pay you a lot for it because it doesn't take me much to do it. It's a high margin thing. This was back when, I was selling SEO services for two to $10,000 a month. And I told him, I go, yeah, I'll give you half of it. And that really like got his attention. So he started going out and he started pitching these fairly large companies and he wasn't getting anywhere. And he had like five of them. He had like five of them on the line and he could not close them. And he was a closer. Like this guy was the best I've ever seen. And for some reason, he couldn't close these people.
Nobody understood what SEO was back then.
Well, it wasn't that.
Hmm.
It wasn't that. It was the scarcity thing. So I told him, I said, look, I said, I don't know what the problem is, but I'm not going out, I'm not going to go out in the car and be drug around the city with you to go one by one. I said, get all five of these together and bring them to my house. We're going to set them down in my living room. And we did. And I had a projector at the time, and we projected my presentation up onto the wall in my living room. And I basically, just went through the basic thing of what I usually did. And I told these guys, there's five of them in the room, right? I said, look, the reality is my team can only handle so much of this work without expanding, and I don't really want to expand. So I'm only looking to take two clients on. And guess what happened? All five of them right then and there. Boom, they're ready to sign. And I acted like, oh shit, now I'm gonna have to expand the team, and I was really bummed about that, but wasn't all that upset. But after that, he had the confidence. When he saw that go down, he had the confidence, and he made a lot of money that day because the way I positioned SEO services back then is whatever they were going to pay on a monthly basis, the startup fee was a 10x factor. So if they were paying 2000 a month, their first month was 20 grand. So you can imagine five of those in one shot for him one day. That was a very good payday. So he hit the dirt running after that. But again, it was that whole scarcity mindset. It works really, really well, especially when you can get people in the same room and they can look around and, oh shit, he only really wants to take two of us, and there's five of us here. So it kind of accelerates their sense of urgency. And I just love that. It is, if you haven't experienced that, it's intoxicating, that level of power to feel it. It's absolutely intoxicating. So if you haven't, I would highly recommend it. It's really a cool thing. It's like it gives you a sense of like what the most powerful people in the world get to feel every day. So, all right, Jerry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I have a question about how AI search works right now. And I've been listening to some podcasts, and I heard one yesterday, and it was talking about Google is coming out with a more updated version of their combined AI and traditional search, and
Uh-huh.
that, links are gone. They're no longer the value that they had before on a website,
Hmm.
and that the answers that you're getting, when you look at a search, like if I'm looking up something, for example, yesterday I was doing some exploration of quantum physics. What a topic, right? And so, what happens, you get the a summary of what you ask about, and then they will have very tiny, tiny references to where it came from. And then over to the right, on the screen, they'll have several articles or sources where they got the stuff. Well, when I'm thinking about searching, people who are companies that want to be found online, these technology reporters and podcast people were talking about how Google is trying to, as we would expect, enrich their pocketbook, right? And to the detriment of a lot of businesses online, so that what they're doing is serving up for you, all this stuff, but it's in a summary form and it's at the top of the search page. And then what happens is that people, they were talking about the research that's being done right now, that 60% of people never go beyond that short answer or page answer from Google. They don't click on the things to the right. They're not fully aware or tuned in. And so I'm thinking about the clients and the services you're wanting to offer them with the AI optimization. How can we trust that people will, even if you optimize their site, that they'll ever be seen, that Google will ever, that you'll ever have people going further than their answers when you've
Yeah.
got that many people, and they're aiming for 80% now of people staying with Google search. So, and tell me how it works and how to
Well,
mitigate that.
well, there is a fundamental difference between doing a Google search and getting inundated with all their crap, which people are
Mhm,
just sick to death of. And that's why they're losing. That's why they're coming up with new and innovative stuff, or what they think is innovative. So they're getting their ass handed to them right now,
mhm,
because I haven't used Google to search anything in probably a year. I use AI for everything now because it is such a better delivery. When you ask Google, you go do a Google search, you're going to get, just like you just mentioned, you're going to get inundated with all this crap. And now you
mhm,
got to figure it all out. You have to figure out, of all this stuff you just threw at me, what do I really want? And it's work. It's a lot of work.
mhm,
You got to decipher a whole bunch of stuff and you're still unsure. You ask ChatGPT or Perplexity or, any of these AI programs, they're going to give you a definitive answer
mhm,
of, here's what you're looking for. This is the best one. Here's why it's the best. Here's the link to buy it. That's a better
mhm.
solution to me.
So John, the public, when I think about like plumbers and dentists and all and housewives and people are looking for stuff, a lot of them are using Google, a Gemini, Gemini search. It's the in the AI mode, so it's a comparable to a Chat GTP. That's what I'm seeing when I'm comparing using different search engines or
Yeah.
AI platforms.
So it doesn't matter which AI platform they're using. If you optimize it, it's going to
Mhm,
show up in all of them, or it'll be able to show up in all of them. So it's like any AI, the AI works differently than the search engines. What a search
mhm,
engine does is, a search engine crawls and spiders the web. It follows link after link after link, looking for all the content in the world. And then it's got all that in a database. Now it has to look and analyze every single web page that it spidered and indexed.
Mhm.
Like a huge, massive library. It's like walking into the Library of Congress. And the search is like the index file to tell you where the page is and what book on what shelf and
Mhm.
what aisle. That's what Google is. Google is a library to give you access to all the content in the world. So it's valuing those. That's what SEO is. It's search engine optimization, optimizing your content so you come up at the top of that list to be relevant for any given term. So that's the way Google and search in general works. The way AI works is AI is a recommendation engine. It's not
Mhm.
looking to spider all the content in the world. It's looking to recommend what's available to it as the best content. It's a very, very different scenario. And from a user perspective, I am seeing people, the adoption rate on this is phenomenal. Like
Mhm.
when search came out, it took people a long time to do it. Like especially older people, like my mother, for instance, it took her years before she would use a search engine. But now, I mean, my mother's passed away, so I can't base it on her, but I'm looking at other people in that age group, and they're all using Chat GPT now.
Mhm.
Most of them don't know about Perplexity or, some of the other ones, but Chat GPT and, some of them, and Grok, I got
Mhm.
neighbors talking about Grok like it's water. It's like unbelievable. So the adoption rate is absolutely phenomenal on this. And that's why Google is just getting their ass handed to them.
Well, I guess what I'm using Gemini, Google Gemini. It's AI. It's not Google old-fashioned search, and
Okay.
they're serving up, the answers that you ask for. If I'm asking for a vacation site in Costa Rica or, that sort of stuff, I get it. And over to the right, it's got the sources that it used, but they're not very big, and it's like it's almost preventing, I'm not saying preventing, but people are not choosing to go further down the page to look for other options or maybe go to other search engines. I guess maybe I'm just twirling around here just a little bit. I'm just trying to understand it better. When people ask me questions, why is this quantum AI suite that you have, John, better than my using ChatGPT or Google Gemini AI? That's what I'm
Sure.
kind of getting at.
Sure. Sure. So as far as the search engines, was that just a rhetorical thing about the quantum AI, or did you actually
Oh
want to know
no,
the difference?
no, it's not a rhetorical. I was doing some research. I teach a little bit of it in one of my courses, so I just wanted to refresh myself more.
Okay. So quantum specifically, what makes that better than just going to ChatGPT itself is
Hmm.
every one of those tools is trained to give you the answer you need.
Hmm.
Most people don't know how to ask the question.
Hmm.
And that is a perfect lead in. I know we've got a bunch of other questions here I'm going to get to first, but that's a perfect lead in to where I was initially going to go and show you
Hmm.
what I'd learned this week about prompting for SEO using AI. Most people do not know how to ask it for what they want it to do. So that's where the Quantum Suite is the perfect solution for that. If you're a marketer and you're trying to do a marketing campaign and you want to base it on how an ad agency would do it, that's what all those tools in the Quantum Suite are for. It's to give you that leverage and that horsepower. Because without it, would you know how to ask the thing to do uh, an avatar file or a buyer profile like our prior profile? There's no way anyone is going to get that same output without that tool. Without a whole lot of work. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I did it, but most people are not going to get that. They're not going to get that level of success. So what I'm doing is I'm giving them a lifetime of experience for a few dollars a month to help them get the result they want. Not to say they can't go try it in Chat GPT. You know, they're going to spend a lot of time to get what I can hand them on a silver platter.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Brian, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to weigh in on this after doing a few of these projects. And from the get-go, John had recommended that if it's not a WordPress platform, that you do the do-it-yourself version. But of course, I just wanted to try it out and figure it out and, sell some and just see what happened. So I do support that strategy, and I'll tell you why. Each platform is different. Aaron was talking about Squarespace. I'm doing one in Wix and one in High Level. And chances are, in those scenarios, you're going to end up doing a lot of manual work. If you have a 200-page site, you're going to be copy and pasting 200 schema codes. You're going to be trying to find where the LMS should go, et cetera, et cetera. If that platform doesn't like the way Optimancer wrote the schema, you might have to go in and edit each of those before you get it to work, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these experiences I've been having. Some of these platforms have some ways to track or to help you with AI optimization built in. I was just looking at Squarespace since you brought it up, and there are some things in there for generating FAQs or what have you that might save you some manual work. But again, if you're doing, you might not do 100 pages of FAQs, but whatever the main pages are, you are manually copying, pasting HTML and inserting them into a page. So just be aware of that. And if you have the head for it and the time for it, that's fine. Or if you're charging enough for it, I guess that's fine. But I am leaning away from the done for you service aspect of any other platform besides WordPress. Interestingly enough, when you run the initial report on a website, it may give you a false platform. Like it might be WordPress, but it's not showing as WordPress. It might say unknown or whatever. Go to builtwith.com and you can see the technology that was used to build it. And it's very obvious if it's WordPress from there, and you can find out some other insights on it. So second thing, but so far so good. Everything's going great and showing results faster than I anticipated. So, to see the reports in these platforms of 100% more activity on the LLMs, within a month.
If there's any of those testimonials you can pass over to,
yeah,
great.
I'll work on that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and obviously, like 100% more of nothing isn't that great, but these had a little something, and they're doing a lot more. So
yeah. Well, if you can give me a testimonial from you as an agency owner,
yeah,
and then also some individuals like wins that you've had, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that in mind for you and for the group. Second thing is absolutely when you're doing these projects, you have to instill in your client to ask people where they came from.
Yes,
like John was talking about, because that's their reassurance, and also they'll relay it back to you. But I also have a way in Google, and I'm not sure, I think John ran it by Chris after I sent it to him, but there's a way to set up Google Analytics if the platform itself doesn't have an AI tracker to track the traffic. It's a way to set up Google Analytics to do that. And I can paste it in, I'll paste it in the chat here for anybody who might want that. So that way that if there's no native way to do it, then you can actually prove to them that there's traffic coming, and more traffic coming from AI search engines or LLMs than from before you did your work.
Yeah, if you want to share that, I'm happy to put that up in the resources area too for the.
Well, I emailed it to you and you said you sent it by Chris, and then you were running by Chris and I didn't hear back. So,
Oh, okay. Well,
but
send it to me again, and I'll put it up in the members area.
okay. I have not gone through all the steps to do it, so I'm not positive it works, but Perplexity seems to think it's going to work. So I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it'll work. But that's about it. Just like just if you're taking on projects that are not WordPress, be prepared to do a lot of manual work and figure out a lot of stuff because each platform is different and it's like 10 times easier, if not 100 times easier to do WordPress than anything else.
That's why I called the whole marketing campaign around it is called Smash and Grab.
Yeah, no,
And
and you're
this,
absolutely right. I mean, I was, I just like to roll my sleeves up and figure stuff out. But
sure.
after experiencing it, I concur with you, Doctor, that that's the way to go.
Yeah, no, that is why I recommended that because I know I've been through this. This is I've rode this rodeo since day one, and I'll always take the easy way out, the easy money every time, and that is it. Just
Plus,
sticking.
another important point: you could break somebody's site and have to fix it, or not be able to fix it and have a real problem.
Yeah,
Uh, so be
yeah, it's
careful.
yeah, it literally going outside of WordPress and offering the manual service is literally a can of worms. There's so much downside to it. It's just like I won't touch that with a 10-foot
You have
pole.
to charge a lot more for those if you do
Yeah,
them at all.
yeah. Typically, I had a lot of trouble even doing SEO when there was a webmaster involved because I would go in and do stuff and then he would undo it. And I finally just told the business owner, I said, look, if you want me, there's going to be only one cook in the kitchen. We're going to take over and we're going to do everything. We're going to host your site. We're going to be responsible for your site. If I'm responsible, there's not going to be any other cooks in my kitchen. And I got rid of quite a few clients because of that. Just because I like my life easy, not difficult. So I have no problem walking away from a difficult situation. All right, Allie, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Just off of this topic, building on it rather, John, your new AI website builder service. I don't know what you're going. Source Air, is that what it is?
Yeah, sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Uh, will that be able to convert like someone's existing website into a WordPress website?
It won't do WordPress. It'll basically, if you want WordPress, I have a whole team. I have a whole team of developers. They can copy and clone anything into WordPress. So that's not a problem. But the Sorcerer, it's basically for building from scratch. And I'll show you guys if you've looked at my site this week, I converted it. It's no longer WordPress. It's 100% HTML and it's phenomenal. And I'm going to show you like from an SEO perspective. That was what I was going to start off with, but we went right into the questions. But
Oh my God, wait. So you converted your website from a WordPress to 100% Sorcerer.
yes,
Then how do we use Optimancer with Sorcerer?
you don't need it.
You don't need it.
Optimancer becomes irrelevant at that point because
If you use Sorcerer.
you're using Sorcerer is doing the job of Optimancer and every
Oh,
other plugin WordPress ever thought of.
oh my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it is. That's exactly what it
Oh
is.
my God. Oh my God. My heart is pounding because the other thing was, I'm listening for the opportunities because I was like, wait, if we have a WordPress site with the new AI, like, all right, so I think you just answered both of my questions.
I will tell you though, Sorcerer for somebody that's technically oriented and wants to build their own site and be in control of it, it's phenomenal. It does not take the place of WordPress. There is millions and millions of users out there that would not be capable of that. WordPress is the perfect solution for them. And
So you could have,
Optimizer is the
you could be
perfect
selling
solution.
both. New websites you would push toward Sorcerer, and established WordPress sites you could offer Optimancer.
Yes, but I will not be offering builds. I will not be offering word or website builds using Sorcerer because I don't have anybody trained on it. It's way too much work for me to do that. I mean, I did it on my own site and I'm happy I did it, but there ain't no way in hell I'm offering that to anybody else because I know what it took to do it.
Okay.
The
Are you going to have
outcome,
your team getting up and running? Like, I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know yet. I will train people, like I'll support it and show you how to do it and all that. I just don't think I'm going to offer it as a service. So
Okay.
99% of the world is perfect on WordPress. They're just fine and dandy right where they're at. And Optimancer is the perfect solution for those people. But like just an answer to your basic question, what about Optimancer on a custom built site like what I just did? It's not for that. It's made for WordPress.
Optimancer is made for WordPress, but Sorcerer is,
Sorcerer is made for anything you want.
but it doesn't, it wouldn't, like, for example, I was waiting to build, I've been actually working on building my art website on a template that's designed for artists. But as you've been exposing the value of Sorcerer, I was like, oh my God, maybe I could just put the whole thing in and come up with something as beautiful as your site, only with my art.
You could. The downside of using an AI, any AI to build a website is your dependence upon the AI to do the edits because you don't want to do HTML by hand. I know how to do it and I've been participating in the process doing it on my project, but that's not something you're going to want any part of.
So John, can you rephrase that? I'm not sure I follow you.
So you're probably going to be better off with WordPress for a website.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if I if I contact, I'll make a side assignment and meet with you. If I had a template designed for artists, could I give it to your team and they could do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not a
And
problem.
and then it would be WordPress plus Optimancer optimized, right?
Correct.
And then can I still host it on the artist's website that's designed for artists to market, or no?
If they can do a WordPress hosting, sure.
Okay, I have to figure out all that. Otherwise, I would host it with you and possibly still get great results because of AIO.
Correct. The AIO doesn't, regardless of where it's hosted, the AIO that's one thing, a standalone. That's always going to help. The only difference between you hosting with me and somewhere else is who do you want to support you? I'm not supporting someone else's hosting platform.
No, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I
That's
know. Yeah,
that's
I know
again,
that.
that's like me going in and trying to do a manual Optimancer thing on somebody's site. I'm just not interested
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
diving into a can of worms.
It's yeah,
I'm
I
I'm
understand
I'm
it.
worm free. I've been
I
worm
know, I
free for
know.
decades.
Yes, exactly. I wouldn't expect that, but I'm just saying because this artists have, it's a whole different thing. So
All
anyway,
right. Well, I got to move on a little quicker
oh,
here.
I just want, I have one question for Woody, for Woody.
Let's keep it to just questions from here on out because I got to get through them and
Yeah, I thought that was just questions. Okay, so for Woody, he he wants me to.
just the question, Ellie. What's the
The
question?
question is, if I take do I need to take the ACT course to be able to build him funnels, or can I use the Quantum Suite more efficiently?
They're really one and the same. The course is for you to learn what you need to do, and the Quantum Suite is to help you do it.
Oh, okay, thank you. That was it.
Yeah. All
I
right.
appreciate you.
All right, Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, John. So I I arrived a couple minutes past the hour, but I thought I heard you say Sorcerer Ear is going to be ready to try out by the end of the week,
Yep,
which
that's
is tomorrow.
that's it.
Tomorrow's Friday, right?
It
For this
is.
weekend.
The pressure's on now.
But I mean, worst case, even if it was June 1, which is Monday. So that that's going to happen.
That's going to happen.
Okay. All right. So my question, and you and I talked about this before, the main the main attraction, I mean, there's many attractions to Sorcerer here, but one is a voice agent. Um,
It's got that built right in for you.
okay. So
I haven't
um,
tested that, by the way.
yeah.
It's built into the platform. I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
All
But
right. Well,
it connects
I'm
to Twilio, I think, for the
Trilio.
Twilio for the outgoing calls.
Okay. You said Trilio or Trilio?
I believe it's Twilio.
TW?
Twillio. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's the
Yeah.
connection.
Okay. So that leads me into my other question, and I think you just answered it. So if if I have a client using the voice agent, don't they need to have it hosted somewhere?
They need
Either,
their website hosted, yes.
okay.
The voice agent, if it's anything, like I said, I haven't had a chance to play around with the voice
No,
agent
I
yet.
understand. And I'm happy to be your guinea pig with it.
But like the Build a Becky program that makes the bots,
Yeah.
it's a widget code that goes on your website. So it
Okay.
integrates with an existing website. And I'm almost positive that's the way the voice agent system is
Okay.
going to work. It'll be integratable with other systems.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. So we'll get an email, or you gonna call everybody?
I'll send you guys, I'll send everybody an email when she's ready to break loose.
All right.
But
All
I'm
right. Sounds
pretty
good,
sure.
John. I know you got other people, and I like you, by the way, of taking control. Keep it to one question. So that was my question. So
All right.
I'll
Well,
let you.
cool.
Thank you.
All right, Gwen, go ahead.
I've got a more of a technical question tied to Kartra,
Okay.
and I'm trying to get them to put in their name and email so I can track them before I give them the free test for the optimizer.
Okay.
And my submit button is not working, so I think I'm missing a step. But I know if you're pushed for time, maybe I can just connect with you later about this.
Yeah, what was it that's not working?
The submit button is not working
Okay, the submit on the
on
app.
Kartra.
Oh, on Kartra. Yeah, send me, I don't know, do I have your login for your Kartra?
Yes, you do. Yeah,
Okay.
you've got
So
you've got access.
So shoot me an email with what's not working and I'll go look at it for you.
Okay, I'd appreciate it because I had a lady try it out and she's like, the button's grayed out, it won't submit. And I'm like, oh man.
Oh, okay. If that's the problem, she's probably not checking the two boxes.
Nope, she did have the two boxes checked.
Okay.
But I was just trying to get a tracking system in so when they do the free report, I have, email and way to track them to follow up with them.
Gotcha. Yeah, you definitely want them
So
to
that's why I
update
was
them.
using Kartra.
Okay, I will go in and take a look at it for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. I will send that over via email.
Perfect. All right, Mr. Tim.
Hey, John, I've got a person who's interested in Acquisition
Okay.
She's a fulfillment company, helping people like ship their books, things like that. And she wanted to know how well she could define inside the system, how well she could define the specific lead she's looking for. And I told her
Okay.
I'd ask that and you'd give me a better explanation to explain back to her.
So there's two different ways to use acquisition error. One of them is the search leads, and one of them is the site leads. And we have been getting like 100-fold better results off the site leads than the search leads.
Okay.
The search leads really didn't pan out to be what we thought they were going to be. They're beyond cold, let's just say. And unless you are a master marketer at cold email, it's probably the not a good solution. But if
What is
you're
a site and what is a site lead?
so a site lead is where you put the tracking code in your website. It's like a retargeting pixel.
Okay.
And then anybody that hits your website, we can grab their identity and give it to you.
Okay.
So you know, like all of your other advertising that you're pushing people onto your site and they come and they leave, we can give you the follow-up information so you can follow up directly with them.
Okay.
So you don't have to have them opt in. We can give you their email. So
Okay.
that piece has been working really, really good. As far as the search leads, it's very refinable. Like what you were looking for, it's very refinable as far as down to keyword specific, even down to neighborhood specific. But the problem with it is the quality of the quality of the leads for some reason. It's like I don't know if it's the quality because I mean we're getting the right data, but the resistance to people when they haven't been on your site and they don't know you and you're emailing them out of the blue, the resistance was just so high. I didn't expect that.
Okay.
So you have to set the expectation realistically with anybody that you're selling anything to. So that's why I want you to know the honest truth about the product.
Well, that's what I'm trying to give her is the truth about it before, because I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying to find a solution to get
Yeah.
her in front of.
Like I would love to sell it to everybody, but I want them to know going in what it actually is and how to get the most out of it.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, sure. All right, Aaron, back to you. Or was that from before?
No, I just had a quick question. So I looked up Optimancer. So did I miss the 197 window? Or is there a secret code that I can
Oh,
still get it at 197 for
there's a
agency level?
there's a secret code. Just email me and I'll send it over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so I would just want to share one thing before I hop out of here. This week, I was doing some work to optimize the new site that I've built. And I asked the thing if it knew how to do SEO or if I needed to teach it. And it said, oh, no, SEO, I got it wired. So I'm like, okay, well, why don't you write me a description of what you're going to do for me? And it did. And it was like, it made it look really good until I read it. And then I'm thinking, yeah, AI is great, but AI is really smart. But in certain things, AI is not going to be as smart as you are. So don't fool yourself. There are things that we know from our own personal life experience that AI doesn't know yet. So the trick is in training it, and that's where your prompts come in. So I want to show you guys how I prompted it. So first I'll share basically the report that it sent out for me. It gave me a full-blown 15-page report on the ultimate SEO and AEO optimization plan, specifically for my website. And as it was doing this, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but it's very detailed. I was very impressed until, like I said, until I read it specifically, the details. And after reading it, I wrote this prompt back. I said, okay, I'm ready for optimization sweep number 1, but I noticed a couple of things related to the plan. Number 1, in regards to title, you have a typical formatted best practices approach, which is what everybody is doing. This is the norm, and the normies do not win this game. We need to do better. Burning a high percentage of our available characters repeating the business name is pure insanity, in my opinion. The real SEO factor that holds the power in a title tag is its ability to grab attention and get the viewer to click. This is one of the golden secrets of the industry. We need to draw from this level of knowledge, not what is available in common guides available to the public. This keys into the ACT program's analysis, figuring out what the avatar or buyer profile, as we call it, figuring out what is important to them and baiting them with exactly that. This is what is important about keyword research, not identifying every keyword variation of the item or the market, but identifying the keywords that the buyer or viewer sees as important. This is how you win the game. Titles should always be built in this manner rather than generic recipe cooked templates made for the masses. The masses do not rank in the top spot. And that is the whole purpose of optimization in the first place. So I'm training it with my proprietary knowledge. It thought it knew how to do this, but in my opinion, it does not. So I need to train it. And then second is the description. Many of the key points of the title also exist here for the same reasons. Do not repeat the title in the description as many do. The description is your time to shine and your last line of defense to prevent the viewer from scrolling the page. Once they scroll past, your odds rapidly diminish. Remember, we are here to win. This title is written for the viewer. I misspelled that. One of my best tricks of all time is to truncate the description by design to create a forced click out of curiosity. If you are really good, you can design your description at the proper length to have the engine do this for you, but I always did it myself to ensure the win and prevent future algo changes from defeating my work. So I write my descriptions to be shortened in case they decide to reduce the length in the future, and I end it with ... As an example of an ending would be get your free ... This forces a curiosity click by human nature because they have to complete the open loop and find out what they're missing. I would lead it with something like, in order to get your whatever their desired outcome is, we are offering a free ... This process should be repeated everywhere when doing optimization. Meta tags, H tags, content, image content, video content, rich media, etc. All of it. Everything a real user sees is critical to engage, retain attention, and control the experience. Most people SEO for the machine when it is the actions of real people that really moves the needle with Google. One of their biggest ranking factors is human interaction with listings and page content. The user experience rules the top of the listings in Google. This type of thinking is the difference between number 1 and number 100. Most don't do it. Most don't do it because of the level of difficulty to think this way, but this is where you shine. You can win this game easily against mortal men, so go to war for me. That was my prompt. And it came back and it said, this is gold. This changes the entire game. And it rewrote the whole thing based on what I just fed it. So don't depend on the AI in every case to know better than you do. You have to guide it. I mean, what do you guys think of that prompt I gave it? That's what that's what I spent a lifetime learning, is how to get the number 1 spot. I don't want number 10. I want number 1.
Yeah, clear and specific is always good.
Yeah. So that is how you need to engage AI. And this is the difference. I think Allie asked me, no, it was Jerry asked me, what's the difference between me just using ChatGPT and me using one of your tools? That's how I train my tools.
Yeah, you've said there's like 30 pages behind some of them.
Yeah.
Not just that little bit you just did.
Yeah, but that is a live fire example of how I prompt in this new world.
Amazing.
I have to give it my base knowledge so it has it, because my base knowledge is not out there publicly available. What's out there publicly available is the generic recipes for SEO that do not work.
I couldn't believe it when they got the moon phase wrong. They said it was going to be in the east rising, and I'm like, that's not when that happens. It's in the west setting. Totally wrong. Totally wrong.
So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, and we made it. We got there. I'm just a couple minutes after noon. But that is it for this week. Hopefully that was helpful and didn't cut anybody off too soon. But we'll be back next week, regular time, and I won't have anything right up against us, so we can go forever.
Thanks,
Been
John.
good, John. Thank
All right,
you.
guys, have a great week.
Likewise.
All ashore.
Bye.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.